30 pieces of silver. That's the price of betrayal in history's most infamous story. 2,000 years later, Liverpool Football Club stands at the same crossroads. But their price? $200 million. Mohamed Salah, 332 goals, 3 major trophies, 8 years of devotion, has been told he's no longer wanted. And waiting in the shadows with a bag of money is the Saudi Public Investment Fund. The same entity that owns Newcastle United, Liverpool's rival. What I'm about to reveal isn't just a transfer saga, it's a moral crisis that will define whether Liverpool is still a football club or just a business that wears football's jersey. You need to subscribe to Cyberboot right now, because what unfolds over these 11 minutes will force you to question everything you thought you knew about loyalty, legacy, and the soul of the game. This is Liverpool's Judas moment, and someone, player or club, is about to commit the ultimate betrayal. Welcome to Cyberboot, where we don't celebrate football, we interrogate it. Where we expose the moral bankruptcies, the financial corruptions, and the moments that reveal what clubs truly value. Today's story isn't about tactics or league tables, it's about a choice. Liverpool Football Club, founded in 1892, 6 European Cups, 19 league titles, a club built on working-class values and community spirit, must now decide. Do they honor Mohamed Salah, the Egyptian king who delivered their first league title in 30 years? Or do they take Saudi Arabia's money, sell their legend, and justify it as good business? But here's the twist that nobody is talking about. The twist that makes this story far darker than a simple transfer. The Saudi Public Investment Fund, the entity offering Liverpool $200 million for Salah, is the same entity that owns Newcastle United, Liverpool's Premier League competitor. So Liverpool isn't just selling Salah. They're accepting money from a rival. They're taking blood money from the same people trying to destroy their competitive position. That's not a transfer. That's betrayal. That's Liverpool's Judas choice. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why this decision could destroy the soul of one of football's most storied institutions. Let's start with the metaphor. Because understanding why this is Liverpool's Judas moment requires understanding the original story. In the Christian Bible, Judas Iscariot was one of the 12 apostles, Jesus Christ's closest followers. He traveled with Jesus, witnessed his teachings, and was trusted with the group's finances. But Judas made a choice. For 30 pieces of silver, a relatively small sum even in ancient times, he betrayed Jesus to the authorities, leading directly to his crucifixion. The betrayal wasn't just about the money, it was about choosing money over loyalty, choosing institutional approval over personal integrity, choosing the easy path over the right path. Mohamed Salah is Liverpool's modern apostle, not in a religious sense, but in a loyalty sense. He joined Liverpool in 2017 for $36 million from Roma. At the time, he was considered a talented winger who had flopped at Chelsea. But under Jurgen Klopp, Salah transformed into one of the greatest players in Liverpool's history. His achievements: 332 goals in 366 appearances, Premier League Golden Boot 3 times, Premier League champion 2019-20, ending 30-year drought, Champions League winner 2018-19, FA Cup and League Cup titles, PFA Player of the Year twice. He didn't just score goals, he carried Liverpool through their most successful modern era. He became a symbol of ambition, of excellence, of what the club could achieve when it believed in itself. And now, after being benched by new manager Arne Slot, after giving that bombshell interview where he said, "They threw me under the bus," Liverpool is preparing to sell him. The price? Approximately $200 million from Saudi Arabia, transfer fee plus wages. But here's the question. Is any amount of money worth betraying a legend? Is $200 million or even $500 million a fair price for Liverpool's soul? I want to hear from you. Do you believe there are some transfers that should never happen, regardless of money? Or is football just a business where everything has a price? Comment below. Some things priceless or everything has a price. Let's debate the morality of modern football. Now here's where this story becomes truly insidious. Because it's not just that Liverpool might sell Salah, it's who they're selling him to. The Saudi Public Investment Fund, PIF, is Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund. It's worth over $700 billion and is controlled directly by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. In recent years, the PIF has invested heavily in football. They purchased Newcastle United in October 2021 for $305 million. They created the Saudi Pro League's massive spending spree in 2023, signing Cristiano Ronaldo, Neymar, Benzema, and others for billions in combined fees and wages. They're building multiple football projects to establish Saudi Arabia as a global football destination. The conflict of interest. Now here's the problem. The PIF owns Newcastle United, Liverpool's Premier League rival. If Liverpool sells Mohamed Salah to a Saudi club, Al Hilal, Al Ittihad, Al Nasser, they're taking money from the same entity that's trying to defeat them in the league. Think about that. Your competitor offers you $200 million to weaken your squad. And you accept. Is this any different from match fixing? From taking a bribe? Obviously, selling a player isn't the same as throwing a match. But the principle is similar. You're accepting financial compensation from a rival that directly benefits their competitive position at your expense. Liverpool would argue, the Saudi clubs are separate entities. Yes, they're funded by PIF, but Al Hilal isn't Newcastle. We're not selling to a direct competitor. But that's a legal distinction, not a moral one. The money comes from the same source, and that source is actively trying to dismantle Liverpool's competitive advantage in the Premier League. This isn't just about Liverpool and Salah, this is about the integrity of football. If clubs can accept money from rival ownership groups to sell their best players, what stops the following scenario? Manchester City's owners offer Liverpool $200 million for Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool accept because it's good business. Manchester City weaken their title rival while strengthening the Saudi League, which they have investments in. Liverpool justify it as smart financial management. At what point does smart business become corruption? At what point does financial pragmatism become moral bankruptcy? Second question. Should there be rules preventing clubs from selling players to entities controlled by rival ownership groups? Or is this just paranoid conspiracy thinking? Comment below, needs rules or conspiracy thinking? Now let's address the elephant in the room. Liverpool will argue this is about money and sustainability. The Fenway Sports Group perspective. Liverpool is owned by Fenway Sports Group, FSG, an American investment company. FSG purchased Liverpool in 2010 for $300 million. Today, the club is valued at approximately $4.3 billion. FSG's philosophy is Moneyball, using data, analytics, and financial discipline to compete with wealthier clubs. They don't have unlimited funds like Manchester City or PSG, so they must be smart with transfers. From FSG's perspective, selling Salah makes sense. Reason number 1, age and value. Salah is 33 years old. His peak years are behind him, or ending soon. If Saudi Arabia offers a $120 million transfer fee, that's exceptional value for a player in his 30s. Reason number 2, wages. Salah earns approximately $350,000 per week, $18 million per year. If Liverpool sell him, they free up those wages to invest in younger players who fit Arne Slot's tactical system. Reason number 3, replacing the legend. Football history is full of clubs who held on to aging legends too long and suffered decline. See Manchester United with Rooney, Arsenal with several players in the late 2000s. FSG believes selling early is smarter than holding too long. But here's what that financial logic ignores. Intangible. Number 1, global brand. Salah isn't just a player, he's a brand. His jersey sales account for over 30% of Liverpool's merchandise revenue. His presence in the squad attracts global sponsors, broadcast deals, and commercial partnerships worth hundreds of millions. Losing Salah doesn't just cost Liverpool his goals. It costs them their connection to the Middle East, North Africa, and Muslim markets worldwide. Intangible number 2, team morale. If Liverpool sells Salah, especially in the manner they're doing it, benching him, undermining him publicly, what message does that send to other players? It says, loyalty means nothing, performance means nothing. If you're expensive and the manager doesn't like you, we'll sell you to the highest bidder. That creates a mercenary culture. Players stop caring about the club and start caring about their next contract. Intangible number 3. Fan trust. Liverpool fans don't just support a team, they support a community, a set of values, a belief that Liverpool is different from the soulless corporations running other clubs. Selling Salah to Saudi Arabia, taking blood money from a rival entity, destroys that trust. It proves Liverpool is just like everyone else, willing to compromise any principle for profit. So yes, the $200 million makes financial sense. But does it make moral sense? Does it make competitive sense? Does it make Liverpool sense? Or is this just 30 pieces of silver dressed up in a spreadsheet? But there's one more layer to this story, and it's the most toxic element of all. Arne Slot took over as Liverpool manager in the summer of 2025. He replaced Jurgen Klopp, a club legend, a fan favourite, the man who delivered Liverpool's most successful modern era. Slot inherited a squad built around Salah. But Slot has a different tactical vision. He wants a more possession-based, controlled style, and he believes Salah doesn't fit that system. So Slot benched Salah. 3 consecutive matches, no explanation, no public support. And when Salah, 332 goals for the club, expressed frustration, Slot's response was silence. Now Liverpool must choose. Back the new manager, Slot, by selling the aging, expensive, disruptive superstar. Back the legend, Salah. By questioning Slot's man management and tactical judgment, FSG has chosen Slot. They're backing the manager, which means Salah must go. But here's the question, is Slot right? Before being benched, Salah was Liverpool's top scorer this season with 18 goals in 22 matches. His decline is a myth. He's still elite. So if the decision to bench him wasn't based on performance, what was it based on? Theory sub number 1. Power play. Slot wanted to establish authority. He wanted to prove he could drop big names without consequences. Theory number 2. Tactical incompatibility. Slot genuinely believes Salah doesn't suit his system. But if so, why didn't he say this publicly before the drama? Theory number 3. Contract dispute. Salah wants a contract extension. FSG refused. Slot is being used to justify the club's decision by making Salah look difficult. Regardless of the reason, Liverpool is now in a position where they're selling a legend to justify backing a manager who's been in the job for 6 months. That's not strategic planning. That's institutional cowardice. Final question. If you were Liverpool's owners, who would you back? The new manager, Slot, or the legend, Salah? Comment below. Back Slot or back Salah? I'm genuinely curious where this community stands. So let's bring this full circle. Because this story, Liverpool Salah Saudi money rival ownership, is about more than one transfer. It's about what football is, what it means, and what we're willing to sacrifice in the name of profit. Is football a sport with business elements, or a business wearing sports costume? If it's a sport, then loyalty matters. Legacy matters. The relationship between clubs and players matters. And some betrayals, like selling your legend to a rival-owned entity, are unacceptable, regardless of price. If it's a business, then everything is negotiable. Every player is an asset. Every decision is justified by spreadsheets. And morality is for people who can't afford to compete. Liverpool has always positioned itself as different, as a club with soul, with values, with a connection to its community that transcends capitalism. You'll Never Walk Alone isn't just a song, it's a promise. A promise that the club stands with its people, not above them. That success is shared, not sold. But if Liverpool sells Salah to Saudi Arabia, that promise is broken, because you'll never walk alone unless we get a good offer, unless the manager doesn't like you, unless the spreadsheet says it's time. If this transfer happens, Liverpool will justify it. They'll say it was necessary. They'll say Salah wanted too much money, or didn't fit the system, or was past his prime. But history will remember it differently. History will remember that Liverpool sold their legend to a rival-funded entity, that they chose $200 million over loyalty, that they committed football's equivalent of the Judas betrayal. And that 30 pieces of silver, no matter how you dress them up, are never worth the soul you sold to get them. So there you have it. Liverpool's Judas choice. The $200 million Saudi betrayal. The moment that will define whether this club still has a soul or just a balance sheet. Before you leave, I need 3 things from you. Subscribe to Cyberboot right now. We're the only channel asking these uncomfortable questions. The only place interrogating the morality of modern football, not just the tactics. If you believe football should be more than a business, this is your home. Hit that like button if you believe some betrayals are unforgivable. If you think Liverpool selling Salah to Saudi Arabia, to a rival-owned entity, is a moral line that should never be crossed. Answer those 3 questions in the comments. Are some things in football priceless, or does everything have a price? Should there be rules against selling to rival-owned entities, or is that conspiracy thinking? Who would you back, Slot or Salah? I'm reading every comment. Because this isn't just about Liverpool, it's about all of us. It's about what we're willing to accept, what we're willing to forgive, and what we're willing to fight for. Mohamed Salah gave Liverpool 8 years, 332 goals, 3 major trophies. He ended their 30-year league title drought. He became a symbol of what the club could achieve, and this is how they repay him. With benches, with silence, with Saudi money. 30 pieces of silver bought one betrayal. 200 million might buy another. But Liverpool's soul, that's not for sale. At least, it shouldn't be. This has been Cyberboot. Question everything. Demand better. And never let them tell you it's just business.